Hey, hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this Azure DevOps tutorial series, today let's discuss about cron expressions. Okay, cron expression is generally used to schedule jobs. Okay, this is a very popular term in Unix world where it is generally used to schedule jobs according to your needs. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So why I'm making this specific video on cron expression is because in our previous videos we discussed about triggers in classic editor pipeline, right? So similarly, we want to understand how the schedule triggers will work in YAML pipeline too. So in order to understand how the triggers work in YAML pipeline, we need to understand how cron works. Okay, so this cron expression is something which we will regularly use with respect to scheduling jobs in YAML pipeline. Okay, so that is why we need to understand all these things in detail. Let's jump on and see how the cron actually works. Okay, so as I said, cron syntax is used to schedule jobs. Example, if you wanna, you can use a cron syntax string to create a pipeline schedule. Say in Azure pipeline, if you wanna create a job schedule, in those situation you can use this cron. Okay, the default time zone is UTC, but if you wanna change it according to your project needs, you can use a different time zone too. All right, so the cron expression is generally like this. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of the screen, we have five different stars, right? So the first expression, the first string, okay, the first string will denote minute, which will contain values from 0 to 59. Next will contain hour, next will be the day, next will be the month, the next one, final one will be the day of the week. Okay, it can either be up to from 0 to 6 or the first three characters of your days. Okay, if it is a Sunday, you can include SUN. If it is a Monday, you can include MON. Okay, the first three characters of your week. Okay, so followed by command to execute. Command will be usually it will be like a path to the program, or maybe it will be a shell script or a batch script, something like that. Okay, you can imagine a program or a command that you will generally run along with this cron expression. Okay, so in order to understand how cron syntax works in detail, let's try to understand few terminologies that is actually present here. Let's try to understand cron expressions. Like there are few special characters which we use in cron expression. If you have to master cron, you have to definitely understand how the how to use these special characters in your cron expression. Okay, let's see all these things one by one. Just for time savings, I know I'm gonna go on these things very quickly, but let's see few scenarios and examples in our in the later slides, which will make you understand all these things in better. Okay, so first thing is asterisk. Okay, an asterisk indicates every possible value of the field. You can underline the word every. Okay, so it is indicates every possible value of the field. So usage is star in the minute field means every minute. Okay, so you can see I have an example here. So 0 to 0, 0 to 5, this is a single expression. Okay, and we have 14, and we have a star, and we have another star, and we have a exclamation sorry, question mark at the last. Okay, so if you read the scenario, fire every minute starting at 2 p.m. and ending at 2:05 p.m. every day. You can see we have every day. Okay, so now if you look at this syntax, so first we have minute, hour, days of the month, and day of the week, right? So the scenario is you need to run the job every day, every month, starting at 2 p.m. and ending at 2:05 p.m. Okay, so the time will be 2, right? So 14, we have 2. The first one, it will be confusing because you have space here, right? But so 0 will be your minute. Okay, so the minute will be 0, followed by the value, like starting from 0 to 5, which means it will start at 2 p.m. and up to 2:05 p.m. And then we have the actual hours, which is our actual hour, which is the second value, and actual hours, which is the second. So the first two things are a first string. Next we have our hour field, which is 2 p.m. means 14, right? So 14 followed by star and star, which means you need to run it every day of the month. Okay, so that is why we have a star here, and we have to run it every month. That is why we have a star here. And finally we have a question mark at the last, which means this is again a special character which we'll see in the next part, which indicates it is an optional one. Okay, it is not a mandatory one to run, because you are running it every day and every month, so the day doesn't matter, right? You do not have to mention the day, so that you are mentioning a question mark here. So that is our actually next special character which we are gonna look at. Okay, I hope you understood how star works. Star means everywhere. Okay, it includes everything. So this is how asterisk works. And next is question mark. A question mark indicates no specific value. It is useful when you need to specify something in one of the two fields in which a character is allowed but not the other. Okay, if you look at this example, you will understand where to use this star better. I want my trigger to fire on a particular day of the month. Say if you wanna run it on the 10th. Okay, 10th of every month. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Okay, so you do not mind what day of the week it is. It can be either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It can be anything. Your condition is you need to run it on 10th of every month. Okay, so the week or the days will be very optional for you. So so you can use question mark at the last. Okay, so you can see the same example here. Previously also we used a star at the last, right? Because it doesn't matter what day I am running. Okay, similarly it doesn't matter what day I am running. So if you can, I have given the description of the example. You can see you can fire at 10:15 a.m. on the 15th day of every month. Okay, so that is what I have given here. But if you want to focus on question mark, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Okay, it needs to be run on the every day, right? So specifying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday doesn't make sense. So I'm using a question mark at the last. Okay, this is where you have to use question mark. Next is hyphen. Hyphen indicates the range. Usages, like say if you are mentioning 10 to 12 means in the hour field means it means hours 10, 11 and 12. Okay, if you want to see an example here, at the days you are mentioning Monday to Friday, which means it will run at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Okay, so hyphen indicates the range. And comma indicates, comma is used to separate multiple allowed values. Okay, the example is again in the day field. If you want to use only Monday, Wednesday and Friday, if you want to use multiple fields, you can use this comma. Okay, so I've given an example here. Fire at 2:10 p.m. and at 2:44 p.m. every Wednesday in the month of March. Okay, so you can see I have two values here. One is at 2:10 p.m. which is the minute, 10th minute, and we have 44 which is the 44th minute, right? 2:10 and 2:44. Okay, so I have to specify multiple values, so I'm using a comma here. Alright, next is slash. A slash indicates increment. Example is 0/15 in the seconds field means you have to increment the values by 15. So it will be 0, 15 and 30 and 45 similarly. Okay, so 1/3 in a day of the month field means fire every 3 days starting on the first day of the month. Okay, so that is why generally slash is used to increment. Okay, so next is L. It is an uppercase letter. Do not forget to use an uppercase letter. Uppercase letter L indicates last of the values. For example, L in the last day of the month field means last day of the month. L in the weekday of the field, if it is in use, if you are using in the week field, it means the last value. It is 7 or either Saturday. Okay, so I'm using a L. You can see fire at 10:15 a.m. on the last day of the every month. Okay, if you wanna fire it at last day of the every month, you can indicate L. Okay, I have used an L here. Okay, similarly next we have something called W, which is again an uppercase letter. An uppercase W indicates nearest weekday of the specified date. So weekday means starting from Monday to Friday, right? So if you are specifying something, say if you are specifying a weekend, something like that, you generally do not want to run few jobs on the weekends, right? So if you want to run it specifically on a weekday, if you use W, it will run on the closest weekday. For example, if you wanna say if you specify 15W, 15 capital W means it will run on the nearest weekday to the 15th of the month. For example, if the 15th is a Saturday, okay, so the nearest weekday is Friday, right? So it will trigger on the Friday, which is the previous day, 14th. if the 15th is a Sunday, then the closest weekday work day will be Monday, right? Okay, so it will run on the 16th. If the 15th is a Tuesday, it will run on the same day itself, because Tuesday is a weekday. Okay, so uh, this is how you use a W, because in certain situations you wanna run your jobs only on weekdays. In weekends you are not worried. Okay, so that is why we have this particular character. Finally, we have something called hash. Hash indicates nth day of the month. Okay, so for example, you have an example: fire at 10:15 a.m. on the third Friday of the every month. Okay, so you want to run it on a particular day, like you want to run it on a third Friday. Okay, you can see 6 hash 3 means 6 indicates Friday. Run it on every third Friday. So you indicate hash followed by 3. So it means run it on every third Friday of the month. Okay, so this is where you can use hash. All right, so just if you wanna, at first it might be a little confusing. Once you start using it, it might be very comfortable. So you can do some examples. I know I will be showing few scenarios and examples in our upcoming slides. You can try that so that you will have a very better understanding about how cron works. Next we'll see few examples. Okay, let's look at few examples which will make you understand this cron expression better. Okay, so if you want to run every minute, okay, it means, okay, you are indicating 5 different stars. Okay, stars on all the fields like hour, minute, days, month, everywhere. Okay, so it runs on the minute. Okay, for example, it will run, so this particular expression will run at 9 a.m. It will run on 9:1 a.m., 9:2, and so on. Okay, so because you are indicating our cron to run it on every minute. Right, so next we have something called every hour. Okay, you have a 0 at the first, followed by star everywhere. Okay, so if you wanna look at the expression again, so you have a star at the first, sorry, 0 at the first and star everywhere. So it means I'm not worried about the minute, because I need to run it every hour only, right? So starting from the hour value, it will be star. So it will run on every hour. So it will run at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., so on. Okay. So next we have every day. So if you want to run it on every day, you will have double zeros. The first, next you will have 3 stars followed. So it will run at 12 a.m., 00 in the 24-hour format every day. So if you want to run it on every weekday, okay, so you want to run it only on from Monday to Friday. So you will have 00 double star followed by weekdays 1 to 5. Either you can use Monday to Friday in this particular syntax. Both will work. Okay, so it will run it on 12 a.m. on the weekdays. Okay, so if you want to run it on every week, you will use this particular syntax. Okay, so these are again very user friendly syntaxes, you can easily understand. Okay, this is a very this will give you a very high level understanding about how cron works. These are very easier scenarios to understand. Okay, that is why I have given you this depiction. So if you want to try this out, you can pause it here and read through each and every schedules that I have given here. Okay, next we will see few scenarios and I've given the answers as well. Okay, let's see a sample scenario. So if you want to run at 10:15 a.m. on the 15th day of every month. Okay, so this is our scenario. So you want to run, I will iterate again. You want to run it at 10:15 a.m. on 15th day of every month. So which means you want to run it on 15th day of every month. Okay, so I will show you my sample again. I want to run it on 15th day of the month. Okay, so I have the day field here. The third one will be my day field, fourth one will be my month field, right? So 0. So I want to run it on 15th day of every month. Okay, so I have 15 here. Okay, I have a I have a 15th minute here, 15 minute, and next I have hour 10, and the day will be 15 followed by star, which will indicates it will run every day. Okay, and it will run on every month, and finally we have star, which will it's an optional one. Like you can run it on, it can be any day of the week. Okay, so this is the syntax of the scenario 1. Excuse me. Next is run at 8 p.m. every day. Okay, um, so it will be 0 followed by 20. 20 is our 8 p.m. right? So we are using a 24-hour format, so it will be 20 followed by 3 stars because you want to run it every day. All right, and sometimes it might be confusing because you will think why we have 6 strings here, we have only 5 strings here. Whenever you have some minutes, right, so it will be added here. Okay, so do not get confused whenever we use minute. Okay, and the third one is run every other Sunday at 9 hours. Okay, this is a very unique scenario. You want to run it every other Sunday. Okay, so if you want to run it on every other Sunday, it means you want to run it on an alternate Sunday. Okay, so you can see I have specifically used an expression called sun Sunday, like percentage 2. Okay, which will indicate you need to run it on alternate Sundays on 9 a.m. So I have mentioned time 9 here. Okay, this is a very unique scenario, that is why I want to highlight and show you here. So this is another special character which is widely used to if you want to run it on alternate weekdays. Right, so these are few sample scenarios, and I have given you a few scenarios for hands-on as well. So only when you start doing all these things you will have a very clear understanding about because initially it might be a little confusing. Believe me, this is very easy, but for beginners it might be little confusing. So once you start doing few hands-on, it will be very easy. So here are few three like I have given you 3 scenarios for hands-on here. You can try all these things and let me know the answers in the comment section. I will try to validate all these scenarios. Okay, so yes guys, that's all what I want to cover as part of this video. In case if you have any queries regarding the Cron expressions, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please subscribe and follow my channel. Thank you.